Okay, what's going on, boys? No guys here. In today's video, we're going to go over the top 7 formations right now in FIFA 23. And of course, we're going to start off with the main one, the 4-2-3-1. As usual, it's always the best formation in every single year. And in fact, very rarely would I ever remove this from my tactical layout. If you're wondering my tactical layouts, very rarely would I move this formation because it's simply probably the best formation. Now, the formation we'll talk about today are both attacking and defensive. So like a formation like a 3-1-4-2, very, very attacking, but not the best defensively. So we want to talk about formations that are best for all aspects of the game. The 4-2-3-1 definitely comes in here. It's just the way that it's so stable. You know, you have 2 CDMs, which is very, very important, and you have a bank of 4, and you have the 3 cams. If you're playing like elite division rivals, you could just bring back both of the striker and the cam. And realistically, in elite division rivals, everyone is playing a 4-2-3-1. It's probably the go-to formation. And also because you can also attack very consistently with this formation, because you can also attack with basically 4 players and 1 player you can manually push forward. But also defensively, you're the most compact in any 4 defender formation with 2 CDMs and the 3 cams. And this central cam actually comes a bit more closer to the attack than most formations. So in terms of attack and defense, it's definitely one of the better formations there. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series, but just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/nilguides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget guys, it's a money back guarantee, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description, patreon.com/nilguides. But anyway, back to the video. Then move over to the 3-5-2. Again, the way I play is that it defends in a 5-3-1-1, and that's why one the strikers comes back to make an extra centre mid, and you defend in a 5-3. So Mbappe will go here, Valverde here, Park Ji-sung, Neymar and Ronaldo. So defensively, I remember when I said last year this is a top 3 formation last year, and everyone just laughed at me. And I remember after that, once it became meta, everything changes. So this is why I say don't worry about too much what people are saying. You know, when I try to release a tactic out, don't just think, oh, just because no one else is playing it, it's not meta. Sometimes meta people don't know about. A lot of things people don't realize are meta. It's only when they start using it or they decide to change, then they realize. So don't just be thinking, oh, just because my favorite pro player doesn't use this, or why doesn't. I think for the past 5 years with formations and things that I mentioned, gameplay and fullback, I think you should be able to trust it by now. What I'm saying, I'm not just releasing anything for no reason. But 3-5-2 definitely is up there. 5-3-1-1, the setup is very, very good defensively, but offensively, it's the best formation. I say this every year. If you're looking for a 4-4-2 but you need a cam, that 3-5-2 has that. The 4-2-3-1, you love it? Okay, perfect. Well, the 5-3-5-2 has that with an extra striker. And if you love the 4-1-2-1-2 but you need those wide players, it has everything that you need. It's the best attacking formation in FIFA 23, and nothing will ever beat it because of its natural layout. Unless they bring out something else, but I doubt it. This will be like the best. It's even better than a 4-3-2-1 because you have that cam. The only way that something can trump this is if that somehow they had like 1 CDM here, or like the 3-4-3 diamond that you get normally in pro clubs, or you get it in kickoff. You probably know what I'm talking about. The 3-4-3 diamond could trump this. That's the only real formation. Or for example, if they had the right forward, left forward, and then kind of like 2 cams, but I don't even think that's actually physically possible. Or they'll ever do it. It will just be way too overpowered. But that's why the 3-4-2-1, that cam role is more important, because this striker is isolated a lot of the time, and you need that middle guy, and that is why a 3-5-2 it's always been this is FIFA 19. It was the best formation. FIFA 19, you could defend this formation in a 5-4-1. For those OG guys, you would know the old school 5-4-1 with the strikers make left centre mids and right centre mids, and you defend the 5-4-1. One of the most effective formations. I would say definitely top 3 without a doubt. The 3-5-2. We all know it's one of the best. And then we go over to the 5-1-2-2. In terms of the 5-1-2-2 now, you might be wondering, oh, why don't I release this? I do use it, but I think in some ways it's sometimes too overpowered. And people normally watch my videos, they copy and paste the tactics, they never want to understand why. But if you're watching this, you can use the 5-1-2-2. You can replace any of my formations, sub to you. You can even have it along, I think, I can tell you right now, I can probably guess. I'm going to change the tactics, try things out, but I can guess right now that the 5-1-2-2 or the 5-2-1-2 and the 3-5-2 would stay in my final tactics videos at the end of the year. But just because I know how the game is, and even if they patch things here and there, it would still be the method. This is probably the best formation in the game, period. In terms of pro level, it's undefendable. 2v2s, it's even worse. But you have to be at a very high level to use it at a very expert level. Even some of the pros don't know how to, well, majority of the pros don't know how to use formation properly. If you're asking me to be completely candid, they don't know how to use the D-pad tactics. They don't know how to use hug the sidelines, attacking fullbacks. They don't know how to use the manual controls. I've not seen one pro player to this day use this properly. Until the day that happens, I made a tweet about it, because once a pro figures out, it's all over. But this formation is better than you think. People just don't know it yet. But it definitely goes up there, just because simply the left back and right back, you guys know, if you're an old school viewer since FIFA 19, they go in their own lanes. You know, the 5-2-1-2 was really meta in not FIFA 22 or 21, it was FIFA 19, because you could pass the ball to these guys when they're unmarked, do an alternator inside the box. The CDM this year has made this formation a bit more stable. You could argue the 5-2-1-2 is more attacking. But if you're going to be playing a 5-3-2, I would just say just lean towards the 5-1-2-2. Like, there's no need to play the 5-3-2 when you're having some of the CDM. Yes, you can argue there's some positional differences on the centre mids and the CDMs, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. This is basically a 5-3-2, like the FIFA 20 5-3-2 meta with the CDM. So I think definitely it's up there with the top 3. I've put it in my top 3 anyway. I just think that it's underused. People don't know how to use it properly. Then we go over to the 4-2-2. Now, not even just for constant pressure. Let's say use it as a balance. Let's say you brought these back. Let's say I'm just going to randomly bring these back. Let's say 50-50 as a balance formation. You can argue the 4-2-2, 4-4-2, 4-4-2 second variation, but the 4-4-2 flat definitely one of the best. It's just the most balanced formation, really. You know, it's more attacking than a 4-2-3-1 because you have 2 strikers. If you could in theory make the 4-2-3-1 have 2 strikers, that's why I always put the cam on stay forward. I changed it this week, but if you realize I always put the cam on stay forward, so it acts like a center forward, but you have a 2 striker flat formation. So the 4-2-3-1 is more defensive than the 4-4-2. And the flat, of course, you lack the CDMs. You can always go to the second variation. But definitely is one of the better, probably the best pressing formation without a doubt. I use this a lot as my comeback formation, to be honest, because I much prefer to play in a 3-5-2, because what we don't understand is a 3-5-2 is basically this. That's two centre mids, left mid, right mid, 2 strikers. It's a 3-5-2. I already have the 4-4-2 inside it. So I consider this more of a pressing formation. If I want to attack, then, you know, if it's up to me, you know, if let's say you put me in a situation where I needed to get a goal, then I'll go to the 3-5-2. But let's say it was wasting time, I needed to press, then I'll go to the 4-4-2. You have the 4-4-2 in the second variation, the 4-2-2, which is basically the same. This stays the same. There's some minor differences, but they're basically exactly the same. They're both very, very good formations. One's, I would say, mainly to be a bit more on the defensive starts compared to the 4-4-2. Then we go to the 4-3-2-1. This comes down to I actually really like this formation, to be honest, this year. It could be, for me, it could be top 3. The problem is it doesn't topple It's not better than the 4-2-3-1 overall. It's not better than the 3-5-2 overall, in my opinion. And the 5-1-2-2, if you could use it properly, it's not better than that. But the 4-3-2-1 definitely is on the outer layer. It all comes down to personal preference, you know. There's going to be someone out there that enjoys the 4-3-3, which I'll have a tactics on soon, but I don't like it. It's a one striker formation. It's very hard, unless you're very possession based and you're very patient on the ball. This is not really the best formations. You can see players in like the elite division using this very rarely. Like, you have to be very good at this formation to play it. Whereas this one is like a 4-3-3, but like a 3 striker, narrow striker layout. So I like it. And alongside that, it kind of goes similar to the 4-1-2-1-2. I actually like, people don't like the 4-1-2-1-2 second variation this year. I actually like it. Because of how passing is and the tiki-taka plays, I actually really like it. So either one of these, but you see, if I want to be playing a 4-1-2-1-2, then again, I might as well just play a 3-5-2, or then I might as well just play a 5-2-1-2, which is like miles better. The 5-2-1-2 is miles better than the 4-1-2-1-2. So you see, this is the problem that you're put with. So I would rather use the 5-2-1-2 with the 4-1-2-1-2. So can the 4-1-2-1-2 go in there? So do you understand the problems that arise? So that's why it really comes down to personal preference. When I release these tactics videos, it's your job to try them out and see which ones you like. Every Friday, I put what I think is meta, and I try to give you different changes every single week to adapt to the meta, to update it, but also to give you a bit more variety. There'll be some weeks where you see I don't put in a formation that's meta, like a 4-3-3. I don't know when I'll do it. Maybe when the game gets a bit easier, not as competitive, people forget the meta a bit easier. It's not because I want to sabotage anyone, but I do it just to give you, kind of just to nudge you a little bit. How do you like the 4-3-3? Do you like it? Because if I don't give it to you, you're not going to try it. Does that make sense? And that is why 5-1-2-2 is being omitted. Because once you use this formation in my weekly setup, it's never going to go away. But it's the thing. In my opinion, as I said, and I'll say this very candidly, pro players don't even know how to use this formation properly. If I give this to the average person, they're not going to even know how to use it how a pro player uses it, right? So if you think about this, if you use this formation the entire game and you rely on it, and this formation is broken, this is the thing, it's a broken formation. If it's broken and you know how to exploit it, you're not going to use anything else the entire game. Is that going to help you in your game style? Is that going to help you become a better player? Probably not. That's something that's very important. You have to understand. Is it going to help you become a better player? If it doesn't, I could sit here and release mechanic abusing Travellas. There's mechanics that people don't even know about, that I know about, that could break the game, but I don't do it. I'll get double, triple the amount of views easily with those videos, but I don't do it deliberately because does it help me? Yes, I get more views. Boo-hoo. But it doesn't help you become a better player. I let all other YouTubers, other guide makers, they can do the mechanic abusing. We don't teach that here, no guys. We teach you how to become a good player with the basic fundamentals. Once you get to that level, whether you want to add it into your gameplay after, that's up to you. But we don't teach garbage that's going to be non-existent or be patched or won't work a couple of months later on. Or like the whole thing is people learn the bridge, gets nerfed. Next year they start crying when the game comes out and they struggle for 6 months. We don't want that here at Neo Guides. And that's the same thing with my FIFA School Series. So if you want to start my FIFA School Series, patreon.com/Neo Guides, links down below in the description, or you can click over here. Again, we're going to teach you the basics. So you're coming here expecting to learn the most OP Travella mechanic, green time shot, perfect angle every single time. It's not my job to teach that, because if they nerf it next month, you're going to be screwed. And that is why we only focus on the base. And that's why we've been doing it, well, for years with thousands of clients. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of a candid video, more than my normal conventional kind of stuff. But I want just to give you a bit of an insight on formations, my thoughts, and how I think the game is going right now in terms of formations and what you should probably do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. Catch you next time. Peace out.